Hey everybody, Michelle is here. Today is Thursday. I'm kind of out and about, running around, running some errands. My place should be ready, hopefully by tomorrow, if not Monday. So I'm out, like I said, I'm in a community where I was told not to go. Right? I was told, oh, don't go there, because of this or that and the other. And I notice what happens in a lot of cities. We always attempt to hide the so-called negative part of the city. Okay, and I know the reason why they didn't want. They always say don't go there, don't go there. Is because this area is. I see people walking. I see homelessness. I see a lot of people of color walking. There's public transportation. There's a lot of convenience stores. In other words, to me, it's a lived city. People are living in this city. And what do I mean by that? They're living. They're not hiding in their houses, per se, or protected by their neighborhood, per se. And I've had the experience to live in all types of neighborhoods, so I can say what I'm saying is, I prefer to live in a living city, a city where there's activity, people kind of moving around, public transportation. You can walk here, you walk there. There's plenty of options as far as restaurants, as far as this, as far as that. So, like I said, it's a lived city where there are things going on constantly. And I kind of enjoy that a little bit more as I've gotten older. I think like all of us, we have this preference for, how we want to live our lives and do the things we want to do and this and that and the other. And so, I enjoy living this way, kind of a part of a community, a part of the activity, just to know what's going on. Even though it is everywhere, like I said, everywhere, in every city, in every of this country is overpopulated, saturated constantly with people, saturated with vehicles. It's just oversaturated with people. And that's due to our massive overpopulation. We got restaurants. The cookie cutter restaurants are in every city. That you can name them, and I can guarantee you they're right around in this area. So that's why I chose to stay over here for now. Just to get an idea of, what's going on in the world. Because, a lot of people are talking, as I said, everywhere. We got a lot of people talking. And a lot of people are just rambling, in my opinion. And they're not really living. They're just kind of talking about certain communities or talking about certain personalities of people, being so concerned about homeless, like they care so much. I just don't think people really care one way or another about anything. But if it's a hot topic, people are going to jump on it and give comments and opinions and theories and opinions, and you have the right to do so. We all have free will to say whatever the hell we want about any kind of situation going on in the world. And no one should really get all upset about it, that people are displaying a sort of certain level of their opinions. Just ignore it. Ignore the opinions that we all have and move on. There's so much going on. So many people talking about so many things. But usually in reality, some people are living off of fantasies of a reality that they've had when they were kids, maybe as young adults. And some are just really actually living realities in their heads. They're not living in reality, about a situation. And like I said, there's a lot of activity in this environment. A lot of moving parts. You see people walking. You see people riding bikes. You see people walking with their cell phones. You see people drive. There are people like myself driving, and just getting a feel for what's really going on. The infrastructure. They're working on the infrastructure here, but there's what's the word? You know, when it comes to infrastructure, it's just going to be a Band-Aid service. You're just going to be putting Band-Aids on the situation. It's just too much traffic, too much pressure, too much volume, too much weight of movement constantly to efficiently deal with, these kind of situations. With the constant building and drilling and hammering, and not to mention noise, whether it's noise of, most of the noise is, man-made. We're making all the noise, and that's just how it is. I don't have an issue with hearing police sirens. I don't have no issues with hearing people arguing. I mean, to me, like I said, that's a living environment. I just, because to me, it reflects the reality. There's nothing glamorous about being in an overpopulated planet, because all of your senses are being interfered with when you're dealing with overpopulation. Because, like I told you, the energy of our thoughts, the energy of our thinking, we collide with each other. Not to mention, the encasement of negativity that circles this planet as well, due to erroneous behavior and evil, intentional evil acts that have happened on the planet. So, like I said, I'm taking this in very well, and I like this. It's not like I'm going to be in this environment permanently, but at least I'm going to be in this environment for a while, okay, until I can determine how I'm going to set up my nonprofit, how I'm going to bring in, like-mindedness. And so I want to talk about that too. I'll talk about that later, about like-mindedness and compatibility, and, and my thoughts and opinions on that. I've said some things about it before, but I'll, just like everything else, there's always more to a conversation, and that's part of elevating conversation. We all ought to be elevating our conversations and not just constantly. Okay, I need to get over the lane, but not just constantly, regurgitating the same type of conversations over and over and over again. Without whether there's a solution or resolution. But we ought to be elevating our conversations and talking about, and making sure the words that we're using match up with the reality of our situation. Okay, like I said, it's okay to talk about what philosophers may have said or may have meant back in the day, and how they voiced their opinions and theories. But since we have not had a history of having proper conversations on the philosophers, whether it's Socrates, Aristotle, or the like, we essentially have allowed their conversations to kind of be kind of suspended, in a certain realm, because we hadn't discussed the matter. It's kind of like being suspended in air, and like I said, those philosophers and however they titled themselves stop evolving once they died. Okay, and so we should have the people that were living during those periods of time, and up to the present, have been having proper discernment and conversations about certain things that were said or certain things that were done to elevate that situation, and we haven't done that. And it's obvious in the tone and how we are speaking to each other and how we're acting, and so I think it's just important to to elevate the conversation. But we just got a lot of work to do. That's all I'm saying. And not so rely so much on, philosophers from back in the 1800s, 1900s. So you can do whatever you want, though. Like I said, I told you it's free will. But the attempt to to understand or to try to know what they meant is kind of it's kind of, the reason why I say that is those people have died now. They died. They have died. They've been dead. So there's no way for us to question them to say, hey, what did you mean by that statement of blah, 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 blah? Because they no longer are alive. So we can't question what the purpose of their theories and their opinions. So, okay, here we go. Yeah, so it's important, like I said, that we understand that if there's somebody that's still alive and that we have some issues with their thoughts and opinions and their realities, is to talk to them now while they're alive. Don't wait till icons are dead and then you come in and attempt to relay what they meant. That's how stuff gets that's how things get torn to pieces, and they lose their value of what they actually meant. Nobody knows what Einstein meant. He's dead. He's been dead for a while. Or any Aristotle, Socrates, all the rest of them. We can entertain a certain level of conversation with them or about them, but we don't know what they actually meant because they're no longer alive. Now we can we can bring people back to life via many sort of things and that's what a lot of people are starting to get into, with AI technology and with all other types of technology, attempting to regurgitate and reevaluate what was meant by when these famous philosophers, psychiatrists, leaders and this and that and the other, to try to figure out what they meant. Like we got Oppenheimer, we got a movie about him out. We have movies about all these past villains, heroes, personality, whatever. And we're attempting to dissect what these people meant. And all it is speculating. All we're doing is speculating and doing the same thing, giving theories and opinions. So I say, elevate yourself. Elevate your conversation so it has a little bit more substance to relate to what we're dealing with now. So anyway, let me go ahead and get me something to eat real quick, and then I'll come back a little later and talk about other things. So I'm going to send peace and love right now, but trust me, I'll be back.